Welcome back to the Final 24 Hours channel, the channel that takes you deep inside the last day on Earth of the world's most famous and infamous figures. We uncover what really happened in their final 24 hours alive. Today's video will be the final 24 hours in the life of Huey P. Newton. He was fearless, brilliant, defiant. Huey P. Newton, co-founder of the Black Panther Party, stood up to the most powerful forces in America. But decades after the revolution began, his life ended in a dark Oakland alley, far from the movement he helped build. This is the final 24 hours of Huey P. Newton. It's Monday morning. Huey Newton is 47 years old, once the face of a national revolution, now struggling with addiction, disillusionment, and fading influence. Newton wakes up in a small apartment in West Oakland. Empty bottles, a cluttered table, and stacks of old newspapers bearing headlines. Black Panther leader released. Newton returns to Oakland. He's been out of prison for years but never escaped its shadow. The movement that once made him a symbol of black pride is fractured and the world around him has moved on. Huey walks through Oakland streets, greeting familiar faces. Some respect him, others avoid him. Newton still commands attention. To some, he's a hero. To others, a fallen idol. He visits an old friend, talks briefly about starting a new community program, something real again. He says, those close to him say Huey was trying to find peace. But the streets of Oakland were no longer forgiving. Gang wars, drugs, and poverty had replaced the revolutionary spirit of the 1960s. Around 11 p.m., Newton is seen near a housing complex in West Oakland, a place where tension runs high. He's reportedly there to meet someone over a drug deal gone bad. A shadowy figure approaches. The man is Tyrone Robinson, a 24-year-old member of the Black Guerrilla family, a prison gang. What happens next takes less than a minute. It's just before dawn. Newton steps into a dark alley on 9th and Center. A brief argument breaks out. Words are exchanged. Gunfire. Huey P. Newton, the man who once told the world the revolution has come, is shot twice in the head. He collapses onto the pavement. The revolutionary who once faced the FBI, the courts, and the system itself dies alone in the very streets he once tried to protect. Morning news footage. Reporters outside the crime scene. Former Black Panther leader Huey P. Newton found shot to death in Oakland early this morning. By sunrise, the story spreads. To some, it's tragic but unsurprising. To others, it's the end of an era. Friends describe him as haunted by the movement's collapse, by prison, by his own mistakes. But they also remember his brilliance, a man who taught the oppressed to see themselves as powerful. Huey Newton's name became legend long before his death. He and Bobby Seale founded the Black Panther Party in 1966, armed not just with guns, but with ideas. He created free breakfast programs, health clinics, and schools efforts that inspired future generations of activists. But like many revolutionaries, his story was as tragic as it was brilliant. He was destroyed by the same violence he once rose up against. The last 24 hours of Huey P. Newton's life were quiet, broken, and raw, but the ideas he gave the world never died. Huey Percy Newton. February 17, 1942, August 22, 1989. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you will be instantly notified of new videos. See you on the next one.